Hello everyone, my name is Al-Walid Al-Salhi and we're here with the Fiercely Independent Network in Woodstock, New York for the screening of Inez, Dog and Kara.
My name is Julia Kots. I'm the writer, director, co-producer, and editor of the narrative feature film Inez and Doug and Kira. I've been trying to make a feature film for 10 years. I had one project that was around $3 million and we're trying to get it off the ground for a couple of years, wasn't working. I wrote a script that was $1 million, thinking this will be a snap. Almost came together, fell apart twice. And then I realized, okay, I need to write something so small that I don't need to go to any production companies and hear a million different ways of saying no. And so I wrote this thing, and the funny thing is that everything else I've done before is comedy. And so I kind of come from comedy, but I realized something on such a small budget, I can't be funny on such a small budget. So I quickly came to terms with the fact that it's going to be a drama, and that was actually very exciting for me to do. That's my first drama. In some ways, it freed me up to be, I think, a lot more sincere than a lot of my comedies have been.
For me, the job was, in a way, fairly simple because my character is trying to figure out what happened to Tawney's character throughout so much of the film. So, in a way, all I had to do was show up and sort of listen and be present. And the writing is so good and so specific. Julia had really thought through every element of a very complex story that really all I had to do is go like, what part of the story are we in right now? Like, what just happened before this? What scene? And as long as I knew sort of where I was in the narrative, then I was really just free to kind of play and listen.
Used the space as much as we possibly could, and the space was set up with a whole bunch of mirrors. And it was also a small space. All this is interiors. So Shallow Focus, I think, was, first of all, it's beautiful, but it's about, getting into the mind of these particular people. So we really wanted to do that visually with the Shallow Focus, and also, we just don't have that much space. But yeah, and also it was actually quite challenging most of the movie takes place in one house. So to make it look interesting and vary it scene by scene in terms of blocking and in terms of what you see in the frame was actually quite challenging, and so I heavily relied on mirrors to help me with that. And of course there's mirrors, the symbolism of mirrors is fantastic to boot, but mainly it was visually.
For more information visit www.woodstockfilmfestival.org.